Hey y'all, Boogie Night here, how's it going? And welcome to Sonic Boogie Plays Horror Vacui. This is a first-person indie horror game that's currently available on Game Jolt, so if you like what you see, I'll put a link in the description below. Horror Vacui is actually a Latin phrase that literally means fear of leaving empty spaces, or fear of the vacuum. So I can kind of already tell it's... Well, I can already kind of tell because this is just a big empty void, and what the heck is this? Okay, that's not creepy at all. I'm hearing a faint breathing in the background. We've got a washer-dryer here. Almost looks like a face. Anyway, so if you couldn't tell by the grainy atmosphere and the overall abstract vibe, this is... What is this? We've got a door here. What the heck is this? Ugh. It's a coat rack. Yikes. Ugh. Anyway, if you couldn't tell by the grainy atmosphere, this is another Christoph game. If you don't, for long-time viewers of the Sonic Boogie Project, y'all know that Christoph, I've done 3 of his games so far. That is Disconnected, Letters to a Friend, and, sorry, let me have a sip of my water. And most recently Disconnected. But with his latest game, Spanish Castle, in the works, there's 2 more programs in his library sitting in my downloads folder that I want to give a shot. Because I really am a fan of Christoph's work. He's minimalistic, and that's what I like about it, is that it opens up a very almost Lovecraftian vibe to the people that play these games. And by Lovecraftian, I mean he provides just enough detail for your mind to fill in the gaps. And I say programs and not games because, well, this game is listed as being very experimenting, I guess I should say. The other one, he said, is more like an actual experiment than a game. But I'm very curious to see what that is. So I will probably give it a shot. I'll actually ask Christoph if it's okay to play it for the channel before I do so, just in case. What is that? We got the sounds of the outdoors, so birds and whatnot. Is that? So I'm guessing that's some sort of shrub, maybe like a cattail or something. That's a cool little added effect. And then we're back to the heavy breathing. Ugh, this game is unsettling. And a very... what? Another coat rack? Can I hang my coat and hat? Anyway, as per usual, WADs to move. There's no sprint feature, nothing to click on. Maybe there will be, I don't know. But I'm kind of already seeing where the title comes from, or is inspired by, because this is just one big empty vat of nothingness. And we got a wheelchair. That's not creepy at all. What? There's no door. Except the way we came in. Did I miss a room then? I guess we're gonna just keep going left. Theseus style, as per always. Yeah, I could definitely see the experimentation behind all this, but once again, I'm not complaining. And also, before I forget, I do want to apologize to everyone who wanted to attend the 12-hour stream for the U-Rock Foundation last weekend. Long story short, as I tweeted about and as I posted on Discord, it definitely woke some emotions in me. And coupled with some circumstances that I'm currently going through, and the fact that I haven't gotten barely any sleep at all. I mean, I talk about not sleeping well a lot. That's nothing new. But when you get maybe 4 or 5 hours over the period of the entire week, hell, the night before the stream, I got 0 sleep. None whatsoever. It takes its toll on you, so I really apologize. I don't know when I'm going to do another marathon stream again. I'm going to try and do another stream next week. I don't know what day, just to kind of, you know, have some fun. But anyway, enough about me. Let's talk about this game. What is that? We got a hospital bed with, it looks like blood stains. Lovely. I feel like if I keep I just need to follow these walls, because this is another doorless room, except the way I came in. Huh. Interesting. Part of me wonders if these rooms are randomly generated, or if Christoph had a specific map in mind. There's another hospital bed. I'm just curious for his development style for this particular one, because it's so different from his other 3 that I played. And I am definitely unsettled by the overall presence of the wheelchair, by the overall feel for this game. But then again, I've got a very overactive imagination, so there are often times that I'm kind of like, what's out there? I mean, hell, Harkov can attest to a few times that we went down Dogpatch together. There are things that I thought I saw that could have been there, but we didn't want to run the risk, but whatever. And part of me wonders if Christoph actually created this game as an experiment, like an audio-visual experiment. While all those other games have been kind of on the minimalistic side, this one has the least amount of detail. And that's cool. And I think a lot of developers, particularly those of the horror genre, overdo it on certain things, like detail, special effects, things of that nature, because wow, things are getting a lot grainier. I'm not saying because they lack the drive, or they want to just do it to be not creative. But I think it's a skill that only certain devs still do. I mean, once again, like Amnesia: The Dark Descent, that was a game that for the longest time you didn't know when a gatherer was going to pop out. And even when you did, that was still at certain times when you were kind of creeping along and you think you're safe, and lo and behold, And I think Christoph does that so well. I mean, there's just certain horror games out there that I wanted to like. We've got another doorless room. I'm thesis-ing it, so I'm guessing I'm doing the right thing. This one is noticeably longer than the other ones. But anyway, speaking of lack of creativity, Sheedy Nomad's got a new game out. It's called One Wish. My one wish would be for them to stop developing games. We get another wheelchair. Yeah. And yes, as per always, I will be playing it, only because I've already played every other one of their games. I never finished Dark Egypt. But then again, that's because it crashed the 4 or 5 times I tried it. At this point, I'm not trying to be too creeped out by things, but if these things are just stationary, what else is out there? And I think that also ties into the horror vacui concept of what's going to happen next. Is there something that's going to happen next? Because at least in a void, you can't see what's around. So I mean, that's kind of like an ostrich in the sand kind of thing. But at the same time, for me, it's definitely like I don't really. What's out there? I'd like to take it head on. But that completely detracts from the concept of anything horror. Alright, that's it. I'm going to start... This is another wall-less or doorless... Nope, okay, we got a bench. That's new. I'm going to start... If I see more of these doorless rooms... Exhibit A. Okay, these things have to be procedurally generated or randomly generated. Like, if I walk out of here and walk back in, is the bench going to be there, or is it going to be something else? Let's actually experiment for a hot second. We're going to go down here. I hear music. So let's actually, we're going to go straight, and then once we hit the wall, we're going to do a complete 180. And check out the other room. Alright, so we got the wall. Now we're going to... We've got another wall. What is that sound? Music in the background. Is there it's getting slightly louder. Up, here we go. Here's the door. Let's see what's out there. Okay, I think these rooms are procedurally generated. I don't know if I like that music in the background, or if that's just going to result in something popping out to get me. I mean, nothing's really popped out to get me in other games. Exposure had that one... What is that? Pair of shoes. And there might have been an opportunity for that to happen in a Letter to a Friend, but I didn't let it. Except the fact the plot demanded it. But Disconnected didn't have that. Oh, we got another longer hallway. We are going the right way, I think. Yeah, this is definitely his longest game yet. But I also think this is the most unsettling. And before you guys scoff at that, I want you guys to actually play this. It's name your own price. No, it's actually free, I think. This has been sitting in my library for a while. But it's free. Because, yeah, I don't think I paid anything for it when I downloaded it, but... What is this? Oh, bottles of wine. Can we just stay here for a while, get pissed? But then again, you know, full disclosure alert, I mean, I try to back him any way possible. What is that? So, I mean, not just playing the games, but, I mean, I financially back him in what limited capacity I can. And he is on Twitter, by the way, so he's done some very interesting and unique pixelated artwork, or photos. So I'll actually put a link in the description below to his Twitter page as well. Good God almighty, the hell was that? That got me. That definitely got me. Just hug the wall. The ambiance is still around. It's softening up. I'm not moving anywhere. I am locked into either an endless loop. Nope, never mind, there's a door. That was the longest hallway yet. Dude, damn it to hell. I was going to watch a horror movie tonight, but I'm going to have to definitely decompress for a little bit before doing that. What is making that electrical racket? This might be a Bruno Mattei movie night instead. At least I can make fun of something. What is out there? No zap? Okay. Is this a new added bonus feature to this? And no, I'm not trying to be dramatic of a lot of content creators. I am honestly... The tension is palpable, and then getting these randomized zaps. I think this game probably outranks Anatomy as the creepiest game that I played. It's not even arch rivals with it anymore. It surpasses it. And Anatomy held the court of the creepiest indie game for a while. Because it was... The hell is that? It's a picture of an eye. You know what? I'm going to actually have a sip of my water while we're kind of at a breather. Okay, we got another doorless room except the way we came in. So we're going to get back into the electric room. But here's the question. Does this... I've talked about Anatomy being the creepiest game, along with I Remember This Dream. I Remember This Dream and Anatomy tied into that fear of the unknown for different reasons. I Remember This Dream was very much along the lines of Amnesia. The enemy, you know there's a threat factor somewhere out there, but you don't know where it is. So you're hunted. Anatomy was fear of the unknown for very abstract reasons, much like this game. But I also had expected certain things that would happen within Anatomy. Like, I would enter a room and X, Y, or Z may or may not happen. This game, I don't know if I'm going to have a long hallway. Got another picture. These random sound effects, or anything to that nature. This is a completely blind experience for different reasons, as y'all can tell. And I'm going to go into this room, and it's because I completed the four-corner sweep. And it's going to be a completely different... See, we got a long hallway instead of a short one. I wish we could run. I really wish we could run, just for these long hallways. I mean, the rest of it can just be all deliberate speed, no pun intended. So for the horror game buffs out there, what do you think will be the next big major horror game experience? I'm not saying indie horror game, because indie developers are my favorites compared to the big titles, but then again, I can't track those. I mean, Christoph, if I wasn't... What is this? Suitcases. I mean, if I didn't follow Christoph on Twitter and we didn't talk somewhat regularly, I'd like to think we're quasi-friends just because of experiences we've shared. I would not have known about Spanish Castle coming out. But I really don't... I mean, I wish I paid more attention to E3, but even then, I don't even remember a lot of the games that were being talked about, partly because I was watching them with Bijou and we were cracking commentary. But once again, the lack of sleep has taken its toll on my long-term memory, like, drastically. More suitcases. And before y'all ask, well, what steps are you taking to do it? I'm taking valerian, which is an herbal sleep aid. And they're like, well, why don't you get something prescription strength? Well, because I'm currently on some other stuff. More of those. And valerian was the only thing... A, I double-checked it with my doc, and B, it's the only thing I feel comfortable taking because, well, it's herbal. I'm not a hippie or anything to that nature, but it's more of a safety precaution. Like, well, what about Benadryl? Well, the last time I took Benadryl, it made me even more frickin' hyper. And melatonin didn't do its job. If you can get past the smell of the valerian... Whew. What is this? Oh, it's a fallen chair. If you get past the smell of valerian, because to me it smells like something died and took its socks off at the same time. Let that image sear itself into your brain. Just plug your nose and take 4 of them and wait a couple hours. But at the same time, you got to do your part not to have too much stimuli in your life to begin with. So, I have to turn off the movie or the TV or whatever I'm watching. There's a lot more static in like suitcases again. So, I mean, I'm seeing a lot. I'm seeing hospital beds. I'm seeing wheelchairs. I'm trying to see if there's there's symbolism. The music is getting louder, though. Wheelchairs, fallen chairs, bottles of wine. I'm trying to grasp if there's anything symbolic by that, or Christoph's just, okay, we're barely moving again. Seriously. There we go. That was weird. Like, because you guys could tell that. There was literally, I was hitting the W button and nothing doing. What in the name of God is that? Like some sort of writing? Like children's chalk stuff, like something they would do on the sidewalk. Huh. This almost seems to like portray like family life. Like maybe something happened to family life. Like the booze, the chair, the wheelchair, the hospital beds, the coat rack, the shrubs. So it's getting louder. The ambience changing. And I'm seeing something in the background now. I don't know if that's just a reflection of the light coming in through my window or if that's by the game. Yeah, the ambience has changed drastically and there's a lot more static. No, I feel like that's part of the game. Hang on. No, that's part of the game. I'm covering up part of the screen to see that it is. And the ambience is disappearing, and we're getting more static. What is happening? What is that static? Yeah, what is that image? Yeah, okay, it's definitely by the game, because look at that. It's all over the whiteness. What is this all about? Yep. We're definitely losing a lot of the darkness and the void. I mean, I know Calendula is pretty abstract, but I mean, at least like there was some semblance of a game at the end of it. Or not a game, meaning to it. Walls are disappearing. What am I looking at? It looks like cheap ceiling, something in the middle. Is that light? Did I pass out of my office? Huh. I can't see any of the gewgaws on the ground either at this point, so... Okay. Okay. At least I can still do my cryotic voice. Walls are disappearing. I think those are ceiling tiles and some sort of office light. Yeah, I can't. I'm not even gonna keep telling where I'm going at this point. Wait. That's a pulse line. So I'm in a hospital? Close your eyes, press space. Okay. Let's see what happens. And I'm back at the beginning again. Huh. That would explain the breathing. That would explain a few things. So maybe so this is just obviously a dreamer or somebody that was in the hospital, and he or she has extreme fear of the unknown, or extreme fear of the void. Clever. Very clever. I like this. Y'all, once again, y'all may not have been creeped out like this, but like I have been, but you just download this game and play it. And then you can experience it for yourselves. Because you've got to try this out. Yeah, peer pressure. The minimalistic concepts, the building ambiance, the breathing to the jump scares. I even like the jump scares on this one. Normally jump scares I think are a dime a dozen. But that's just my take on it. You guys may not have been like, you guys may be like, oh, okay, well, this wasn't like disconnected or it wasn't linear like Exposure, Electrical Friend, or Disconnected, where, I'm gonna hard pass on this. Give it a shot. I mean, what do you have to lose? Except your sanity, but I'm just kidding. Anyway, with that being said, as always, my opinion doesn't matter. Y'all's does. So let me know what you think in the comments below. But anyway, before I call it a day, if you like the Sonic Boogie project and you want to check out more, I do have a Twitter page as well as a free Discord channel. And links to both of those are in the description below, along with a link to my Twitch page, as well as my Patreon page if you are so inclined. But with that being said, y'all have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you on the flip side, alright? Peace.